Didn't even have to do anything. What on earth was all that stressful? All this time I was told, no, you've got to call, if you can't submit. It's the whole thing where I had to I had to go attend an assessment to prove that I couldn't attend a physical brick university. But like I can't, if I could attend the assessment, then I could attend the university. So I then had to spend the past like month or so trying to get through student finance so that I could tell them that I can't submit the evidence because the disability that is preventing me from attending a brick university is also preventing me from attending the assessment to prove that I can't attend the brick university, so to just ignore that and not give me any additional help for it. It was this all roundabout thing, and I couldn't get through to them, and the website kept telling me, no, you've got to do this, you've got to do this, you've got to call them. So, eventually today I rung up again and I logged in like I usually do, and it's been approved. So clearly I didn't need to do any of that. And what was all that stress for? Wearing a scarf now because the scarf is making me nervous. I've just noticed this now, but Horobi's a haori. I think that's what it is, right? That's what you wear on top of a kimono, is a haori. Yeah, it's kind of not on, right? It's like still not quite over his shoulders yet, like he does not care about himself at all, that he's still a little bit dishevelled, but he don't care because Jin comes first. That's kinda sweet, although I guess you can't actually see from here. Jin, have you learned nothing? You cannot just go up to somebody and tell them to snap out of it. That's not how it works. Maybe you're not one of the most advanced team of game after all if you can't even learn such a simple thing. I'm gonna be honest, I do hate how much Jin is so dedicated to saving these people that he has just been told are not capable of singularity, and yet he still wants to save them, and we're supposed to think that that's so nice and noble of him, and yet he's doing it with his own dad, who he routinely tried to murder, and that was still never brought up, and we're supposed to just forget that happened. Like, he's not even remorseful. I would have loved a bit. Just some kind of, like, I'm not good at talking unprompted, so I can't go into the parallels in this film as much as I would like to. Yeah, that's gonna have to wait for the retrospective. But just to even have a moment where it turns out that Jin is so dedicated to saving these people because he feels like he failed Horobi, and this is like a redo or something, and he's so traumatized by what happened to Horobi and what he did to him that he wants to save all the people. I could have bought that. That would have required like an additional line or so, but up until now I don't believe that Jin feels bad for that. He does not feel sorry for that whatsoever. Even when Arkland was saying, like, do you even know why you were revived or whatever it is he just said, and Jin's just like, to destroy the Ark. Yeah, by killing your dad, but you legit just don't care that happened. Even if it had just been, like, to destroy the Ark, but, like, acting. But just like a little hesitation that made it sound like he remembers full well what those connotations are, but he just can't bring himself to say it. I just need some kind of resolution from that. You can't just try and murder your dad and then just get away with it. I am so irate. I am no longer worried about the Teletubbies behind me. I mean, the parallels are all there, the connotations are all there. Arkland is calling them these soulless soldiers, and that's basically what Horobi was for the past 12 years, and some kind of recognition of that, and the way that they all just completely failed him, and they're seeing the similarities, and they're like, well, we completely failed you, Horobi, but we're not going to fail these people. Could have been, like, I'd have forgiven them for everything they did at that point if you just acknowledge what happened. Instead of just making out that these complete strangers are more important to you than your own dad, Jin. Like, oh, I'll sacrifice you to the Ark. You can be the Ark's container, even though the Ark is literally in a container. Because, I mean, if you could destroy Zaya, then he could destroy the Ark, and there was no problem. But whatever. I'll sacrifice you, Horobi, Dad. But these complete strangers, no, we have to sacrifice ourselves to save these people. Because they're, what did he say, trapped and forced to throw their lives away. Who does that sound like? And why the hell are you agreeing, Ikazuchi? Because I'm sorry, but the last time somebody wanted to set Humagear free and let them, not bow down to humans, I thought you were pretty against that. Okay, but question though, Jin, when you say you'll liberate the Humagear, do you mean that you'll liberate the Humagear, or do you mean you'll steal them from Arkland and then give them to Aruto and let him decide what jobs they're doing now, which is exactly the same problem? Is that what you mean? That's what you mean, isn't it? Ikazuchi telling Jin he gets why he's mad. Do you? Jin is allowed to be mad at this, but Horobi's not allowed to be upset that somebody murdered his child. Right, got it. Thanks, Ikazuchi. And how dare you say that to Horobi, Jin? Actually, how dare you say those words to him? I'm sorry. After everything that he has been through for you, how dare you manipulate the one thing that's important to him? To say to his face, oh, they're practically your kids and it's a dad's job to protect their kids. Like he has been doing this whole time, but you were so ungrateful for. How dare you say that to him? Isn't a father supposed to protect his family? I'm sorry, but that is a cruel thing to say, Jin. So basically, Horobi was taught that he is not allowed to be upset with the human who murdered his child and the humans that constantly abuse Humagear. So he's not allowed to be mad at humans for that, but he's also supposed to protect his family, and even if that means that humans will get hurt. So he's allowed to risk human lives to protect his family, but he's not allowed to be upset at the people who threaten his family and murder his family. Right, that makes sense. Given that we don't officially know the details of how Horobi was hacked in the first place, but it is pretty clear that all he actually ever wanted was for Humagear to be safe and for his son to be safe. Now Arkland's talking about how, having a heart is a security breach that can be exploited and leaves them susceptible to mind control. It's almost confirming that the reason Horobi was hacked was because his heart was so strong and he wanted a safe place for his son. Why is you acting like mind control is like a new thing to her? Have you not met Metsubo Jinrai? Have you not been here? Him going, it leaves them susceptible to mind control, then her going, mind control? It's like, yeah! I was so excited for this V Cinema. I was so happy. Even when it was announced, my favourites don't get these things. So the fact that even is a Metsubo Jinrai V Cinema, and it was advertised to us it's such a wholesome thing. Like I said, it's like being advertised Peter Rabbit and watching Watership Down. It's I can't believe how excited. And it still makes me happy to watch this first one, at least clips of this first one. But I feel so played as a fan. I feel so played. Anyway, I can't. I'm leaving this for now.